The Chancellor of the University of Johannesburg welcomes you to this graduation ceremony. Due to security reasons, you are requested not to leave the auditorium before the end of the proceedings. Please note that photos and videos must be taken from your seats. Please do not get up and walk around inside the auditorium. As soon as the procession leaves the auditorium, you are requested to rise and remain standing until the procession and guests of honor have left the auditorium. A kind yet important request: please only applaud after the student's name has been read out, and only applaud until the student has been capped, in order to give other graduates the opportunity to have an audible readout of their names. Please also note that no whistles are allowed for applause, only clapping of hands and ululating. A final request: if you have a cell phone in your possession, please switch it off or put it on silent. Ladies and gentlemen, the procession will now enter the auditorium. You are requested to rise and remain standing until the members of the procession have taken their seats.
sinti sempre sinti
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now constitute this meeting as a lawful congregation of the University of Johannesburg. Ngenxa yegunya ekingikwilona, ngimisa lo mhlangano njengokuhlangana okusemthethweni kwe-University yase-Johannesburg. Please be seated.
Sanwa senhlisiyo wethemba lami helele mafohloza lavi wetutu wami sanwa sami lavi wami mafohloza tali wami helele mafohloza kuba buhlungu inhliziyo wethemba lami uma ngicabangana nawe lavi wetutu wami sanwa sami lavi wami mafohloza tali wami helele mafohloza tali lavi sweetie wazi wangiphatha kahle ulale esifubeni tali lavi sweetie wazi wangiphatha kahle ulale esifubeni helele mama njengengane encane wangibamba kwamancane wangibambele duze tutusana sami segoli mama ezola simela samsa sezola wangibeke sifubeni wemama helele mama njengengane encane wangibamba kwamancane wangibambele duze tutusana sami segoli mama ezola simela samsa sezola wangibeke sifubeni wemama helele mama njengengane encane love is sweetie love is sweetie wait to do what Mr. Sami love you wow mafohloza tali wow helele mafohloza love is sweetie love is sweetie what to do what Mr. Sami love you wow mafohloza tali wow helele mafohloza.
Good morning. Good morning. It's a joyous day. Fantastic. Dumelang. Sanbonani. Goeiemorgen. On behalf of the Council, the Executive Management, and the staff of the University of Johannesburg, I welcome all of our graduates and guests to this graduation ceremony. As I stand here, I cannot help but feel the excitement present in this hall. This is a momentous occasion for you, your families, and your loved ones. Your graduation today is the culmination of a long and often difficult but a valuable journey. Graduations mark endings and beginnings. They remind us about our past and our dreams for the future. Regardless of where you are or what the future holds for you, this shift is worthy of celebration. I am reminded of the words of Professor Njabulin Ndebele, our former Chancellor, who, reflecting on the magnitude of this occasion, said, "Those who graduate today may be fortunate to be at the cusp of a special moment in our times. They carry the special opportunity to rekindle our hopes. In the context of our nation, this achievement carries considerable weight." 30 years ago, the people of South Africa made history as they embarked on a journey towards freedom, equality, and justice for all. In the face of seemingly insurmountable odds, they stood united in their determination to build a better future for themselves and for generations to come. Ours is a story of resilience, courage, and the power of ordinary people to effect extraordinary things. Many of you are first-generation graduates in your family. As such, this graduation signifies so much more than just completing a degree. It represents the dream of many, including those who have walked the journey with you, those who are present today, and those who have cheered you on elsewhere. It represents hope for a new generation. Amid the cheers, the ululations, and the outpour of joy today, I urge you to remember that you are amongst the lucky few to have been afforded this opportunity. As such, your generation carries a promise that you will share the knowledge that you have acquired in a manner that will enrich and deepen our democracy. As you prepare to venture into the large world outside, I hope you will contribute to solving societal problems. As a UJ graduate, we hope you will appreciate the importance of critical thinking, as well as the value of humility as you make your contribution to your fields of study and to society, even if it means challenging your own views. As you move on to the next chapter, the university similarly moves on to a new chapter of its own under our new strategy, Strategic Plan 2035, where we foreground societal impact in everything that we do. As a university, we are all committing to this journey. In 2024, as we celebrate several milestones, including 30 years of democracy, the path of societal impact that we embark upon, and your achievements, let us draw inspiration for the example set by the people of South Africa. Let us remember that change is possible, even in the face of adversity. Let us never lose sight of the power that lies within each and every one of us to make a difference in the world. You now enter a new phase in your journey with UJ, and we welcome you as a new member of our global alumni community. By staying actively engaged with UJ, you can make a real contribution to our academic projects. It will go a long way in supporting those who study at UJ after us. I am reminded of the words of former President Thabo Mbeki, who once said, "This gift of education must be used in whatever ways we can to uplift the people." Congratulations on the significant achievement. We look forward to cheering you along as you explore new paths and vistas. Thank you. Rialaboha, Siyabonga, Bye Dankie. Chancellor, I now request the Executive Dean to introduce the Faculty of Science and thereafter the candidates who applied with all the requirements for respective qualifications.
Chancellor, I now have the honor of introducing the Faculty of Science. The Faculty of Science is a vibrant and diverse community where new knowledge in the natural sciences and associated technologies is generated, disseminated, and applied. We boast state-of-the-art teaching and research facilities, a world-class international academic staff pool, and high-quality undergraduate and postgraduate programs, which we present through innovative teaching of an inspiring, decolonized curriculum focused on the learning needs of our students. We offer programs that enjoy international accreditation, such as the degrees offered by the Academy of Computer Science and Software Engineering, which are certified by the British Computer Society. We also offer a bachelor's degree in actuarial science, which follows an international curriculum. Our research spans the cosmos, from the physics of subatomic particles to the chemistry of the minerals of the Earth, including dolerite intrusions of Antarctica. The faculty's research theme of developing technologies for the improved quality of all life on Earth explains why we monitor the sustainable use of our natural resources, investigate biodiversity protection through DNA barcoding, why we procure, archive, and preserve traditional knowledge on medicinal plants, and investigate the improvement of the nutritional value and security of food. To contribute solutions to the country's water crisis, we embarked on studies to use nanotechnology for desalination of seawater, and we studied the effect of water quality on animals living in polluted environments, all as a contribution to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals on water. Groundbreaking research in geology recently provided extraordinary evidence that stones found in the Syrian desert have an extraterrestrial origin. Our geologists also determined the age of Homo naledi. while the chemists and biochemists develop treatments for different cancers and infectious diseases such as HIV/AIDS and TB. Specialization in the disciplines of computer science and mathematics allows us to pursue research into artificial intelligence and machine learning as key drivers of the fourth industrial revolution, which forms the basis of the University of Johannesburg's strategic focus. While in food technology and chemistry, we investigate the safety of 3D printed food as a means of contributing to another of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, this time the one on zero hunger. The faculty has regional and international partnerships, which include associations with some of the world's leading research institutions, such as the University of Oxford's Global Cybersecurity Capacity Center, and also the University of Hong Kong's Swire Institute of Marine Science, with whom we collaborate on water quality research and the Southern African Large Telescope. The University of Johannesburg, through the Faculty of Science, is the only member of the African continent of the NASA-linked Fermi Large Area Telescope collaboration. This multinational project contributed to the recent detection of gravitational waves, which proved Einstein's theory of general relativity. We engage in multidisciplinary postgraduate programs in areas with far-reaching implications for South Africa and the continent. From these initiatives, enhanced research fields have emerged, and a wider and more appropriate selection of learning and research opportunities are on offer to our students in service to our country, the SADC region, and by extension, the continent. The 2023 Shanghai Global Ranking of Academic Subjects ranked UJ first in South Africa for food science and technology, joined first in South Africa for earth sciences, joined second in South Africa for geography, joined third in South Africa for physics. The 2024 Times Higher Education World University Rankings, the WUR, ranked us joined first in South Africa for physical sciences and computer science, joined third for life sciences. These examples of international recognition underscore the value added to the University of Johannesburg by the disciplines housed in the Faculty of Science. In the Faculty of Science, our unique contribution to science is sculpted by spirited innovation, the pursuit of academic excellence, and the skillful training enjoyed by the inquiring minds of our students. We are therefore constantly aware of our duty to challenge existing knowledge, to accelerate the production of new knowledge, to expand the boundaries of our thoughts about what is possible, and then to create an environment in which students and staff can imagine and explore the impossible. I thank you. Kia leboha, ngiyabonga, bayadaki. Chancellor, I now introduce to you the candidates who complied with all the requirements for the respective qualifications in order for you to confer or award such qualifications.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I will now confer and award the respective qualifications on the candidates introduced to me by the Executive Dean and to the candidates who are absent but who have complied with all the requirements for the qualifications. Kragtens bevoegdhede aan my toevertrou, sal ek nou aan die kandidaate wat deur die uitvoerende dekaan aan my voorgestel word, sowel as aan die kandidaate wat aan al die vereistes vir die kwalifikasies voldoen het, maar wat afwesig is, die kwalifikasies toeken.
Chancellor, I present the following candidates who are awarded the diploma. Tobeka Zoduma Biela. Nesta Dumbu. Tabiso Anastasia Fredericks. Lucia Nondomiso Gubede. Paul Massimini Mabaso. Mabato Mabilani. Posha Banele Pakazana. Munira Yusuf Muhammad with distinction. Leah Mashuba. Monica Titswalo Matobela. Lungile Mlalosi. Victoria Caroline Moorcroft. Njabulo Ndaba. Masechaba Christina Ndao. Olani Ndlovu. Amanda Ngeleka. Shalati Ngobeni. Klengiwe Nkosi. Nkululeko Philemon Nkuna. Thank you. Letabo Maria Nyama. Nicole Tayaradzwa Nyoni. Mahauta Rabotapi. Habo Setsena. Tobeka Shezi. Pabalo Cheonyana. Kitsa Chrétien Uzima with distinction. Guguletu Basani Vuma. Siyabonga Sfiso Zwane. Chancellor, I present the following candidate who is awarded the Advanced Diploma. Kamogelo Teboho Maja. I present to you the following candidates that have received a Bachelor of Science. Brandon Johan Huber. Taki Ahmed Younes. Tabang Khatla. Muaz Malim. Bekitemba Masondo. Paulus Matsolo. Con Alexandrin Missy. Mampaka Gift Muachi. Karabo Nchaupa. Quinton Rulani Ndlovu. Seko Edward Nkolisi. Sanele Martha Sam. Tabisile Similani. Harmony Malope Tseke. Stephen Mulawai Chiani. Chancellor, I am honored to request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Arts Honours on the following candidates. Clarissa Cronier. Chancellor, I am honored to request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science Honours on the following candidates. Miriam Lamini. Mateka Lehotla. Totlo Andy Lekwati. Bridget Stembiso Magolosa. Bontle Makaleng. Lutendo Grace Manavela. Zintle Manyati. Chepo Ivan Maswane. Chancellor, I am honored to request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Science on the following candidates. Nobile Sitembile Dlamini. Kuselwa Unam Mbisani. Kriyalan Navindran Naidu. Apelele Nyewe. Olwetu Kenyana. Chancellor, the degree Bachelor of Science Honours in Information Technology has already been conferred at a previous ceremony with distinction on Francois Folsgang. Today, we take honour in awarding Francois Folsgang with the Faculty Award for the top honours student in the Faculty of Science for the academic year 2023. You are requested to present the award. Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to confer the degree Master of Arts on the following candidates. Savannah Lee Elizabeth Talitha Hodgkinson. Zanele Beauty Masumbuka. Chancellor. Apologies. We would like to just announce that Master of Art Savannah Lee Elizabeth Talitha Hodgkinson was with distinction. I am honored to request you to confer the degree Master of Philosophy on the following candidates. Rodney Walter Chitate. Portia Tulisile Mzimba. Thank you. Thank you very much. Chancellor? Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to confer the degree Master of Science on the following candidates. Muzi Nicholas Buthelezi with distinction. Petunia Ramolwetsi Dikotla with distinction. Chancellor, I'm honored to request you to confer the degree Master of Arts on the following candidates. Savannah Lee Elizabeth Talita Hodgkinson with distinction. Chancellor, we're back to Master of Science. Brenton Rodney Falls with distinction. Ruth Louise Ferber with distinction. Pumeza Nobisa Gedu. Mary George with distinction. Elizabeth Badanile Gianni. Nokubonga Kumalo. Sadia Mohammed with distinction. Tondani Mahuluhulu. Lebohang Joel Makola. Fano Witness Mapari. Siamdumisa Praisewell Mapisa. Jauhelo Josephine Masia with distinction. Blessing Fadzai Masora with distinction. Bradley Chad Mateins with distinction. Luyanda Mazwi with distinction. Vitalis Mbayo with distinction. Siabonga Patrick Mbokazi with distinction. Tolisile Mkona. Sikulile Gloria Mkonza. Sibongile Laura Mguni. Selemela David Modiba. Oleboheng Makala Molefe with distinction. Brandon Kobani Moyo with distinction. Anati Msobo with distinction. Mpo Ndo. Naledi Beatrice Pilusa with distinction. Atiri Kose. Fulufelu Radzilani with distinction. Vonani Felistus Rirani with distinction. Mpetsi Liden Satehe. Matlo Dolin Semenya. Wasim Sheikhji. Kanyisile Portia Shandu. Samson Similani. Musundwa Lokadia Chichikawe. Kim Ashley Fenter. Chancellor, the degree Master of Science in Mathematics has already been conferred at a previous ceremony with distinction on Michaela Tetum Hunselaar. Today we take honor in awarding Michaela Tetum Hunselaar with the Chancellor's Medal for the Best Master's Studies in the Faculty of Science for the academic year 2023. You are requested to present the medal. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Austin Ofundu Iroeku, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry. Thank you. With a thesis entitled First Synthesis of High Molecular Weight Polyfurfuryl Alcohol PFA Characterization and Chemistry, prepared under the supervision of Prof. S. Sinar Ray. I now request Prof. Ramoncha to read out an abstract of the study.
Vice Chancellor, Austin research focuses on the synthesis of polyfurfuryl alcohol material with a molecular weight surpassing 100,000 grams per mole. This material boasts a shelf life exceeding 6 months without undergoing auto-oxidation or self-polymerization, an unprecedented milestone in furan chemistry since the commercialization of polyfurfuryl alcohol resin a century ago. This synthesized furan polymer holds significant promise as a sustainable alternative to fossil-based resins and plastics with potential applications across various industries, including adhesives and composites.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on this candidate.
I now confer the degree Philosophia Doctor in Chemistry on Austin Ofundu Uyirupu.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Nokotula Mehwe, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, with a thesis entitled Determination of Emerging Organic Contaminants in Different Environmental Matrices Using Electrochemical Methods, prepared under the supervision of Prof. K. Pillay and co-supervision of Prof. N. Mabuba. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
Ms. Mekwe's research focused on the determination of emerging organic contaminants in different South African water sources using composites of carbon nanomaterials and conducting polymers as electrochemical sensors. She contributed to improvement in the field of electrochemical sensing by developing novel nanomaterial composites from agricultural wastes as modifiers, which improve the electrochemical signals obtained from the interaction of emerging organic pollutants, namely paracetamol and ciprofloxacin, on the surface of the electrode. Materials used as modifiers were graphitic carbon, nitride silver, polyvinyl pyrrolidone, activated carbon banana peels, bismuth vanadate, and activated carbon potato peels, tin oxide holosphere. Her studies showed that such modifiers significantly enhance the electrochemical detection of paracetamol, ciprofloxacin, and mixtures of these two components. This work was presented at 2 local conferences, 1 international conferences, and resulted in a publication in a peer-reviewed journal.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on this candidate.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Philosophia Doctor in Chemistry on Nokotula Mehwe.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Paul Philip Motlow, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, with a thesis entitled Development of Biodegradable Polymer-Based Composites for Use in Agricultural Sector, prepared under the supervision of Prof. S. Sinare and co-supervision of Dr. T.B.G. Mofokeng at the CSIR. I now request Prof. Ramoncha to read out an abstract of the study.
Chancellor, Mr. Mutlong's study focused on the development of biodegradable composite materials with potential application in the agricultural sector. They developed materials aimed to alleviate plastic pollution caused by non-biodegradable polymers and minimize the excessive loss and pollution caused by fertilizers used in agriculture. In this work, a variety of filler materials, which are also used as fertilizers, were incorporated in different biodegradable polymers through the melt processing technique. The influence of the fillers on processability, soil degradation, and material properties of the selected biodegradable polymers were thoroughly investigated. The findings demonstrated and proved the potential use of the developed composite in mulching, post-harvest management, nursery management, packaging, and preservation in the agricultural sector. This study contributed significantly to the research on the development and utilization of sustainable materials in the agricultural sector. 3 articles have been published from this work in accredited journals.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on this candidate.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Philosophia Doctor in Chemistry on Paul Philip Wakiru.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Charles Muzenda, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, with a thesis entitled Iron-Modified Carbon-Based Cathodes in Heterogeneous Electrophenton Systems for the Degradation of Pharmaceutical Pollutants in Water, prepared under the supervision of Prof. O.A. Aratiba. I now request Dr. Nkosi to read out an abstract of the study.
Incessant water pollution from emerging recalcitrant persistent organic pollutants such as pharmaceutical waste is a cause of growing for health concerns in South Africa and globally. The inability of the conventional water treatment techniques to eliminate these POPs calls for innovative, complementary, or alternative approaches, such as the advanced oxidation processes. Mr. Muzenda's research work focused on the tailoring of ion-based catalysts for the heterogeneous electrophenton degradation of POPs in wastewater. He innovated a magnetic approach in the electrochemical cell design to reduce catalyst leaching, thereby improving performance and stability. His method produced improved effectiveness and efficiency in the POP's degradation through a synergic combination of anodic and cathodic reactions. Part of the findings of this work are published in four peer-reviewed high-impact factor journals, and the 5th paper is under review. In addition, this work was presented at local and international conferences.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on this candidate.
Virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Philosophia Doctor in Chemistry on Charles Muzenda.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Foluke Omobola Grace Olurundare, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, with a thesis entitled Nanomaterials-Based Electrochemical Immunosensors for Selected Cancer Biomarkers Related to Women, prepared under the supervision of Dr. Ndine Kosi, and co-supervision of Prof. O.A. Arutiba and Prof. V. Somerset from the Cape Peninsula University of Technology. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
Cancer is a global killer, and one of the ways to beat cancer is through early detection. The focus of Mrs. Olulundare's doctoral studies is to use biomarkers development for early detection diagnostic tool called electrochemical biosensors and immunosensors for detection of cancer related to women. She investigated the use of nanomaterials for the electrochemical detection of cancer biomarkers such as alpha-fetoprotein and the human epidermal growth factor 2, a breast cancer biomarker. She synthesized and applied for the first time nanomaterials such as carbon black, carbon nanofiber, nanodiamond, palladium nanoparticles, and gold nanoparticles in developing the electrochemical cancer immunosensors. Using the selected nanomaterials, she was able to improve the sensitive and the immunosensor performance in general, even in human serum matrix. Her work has potential application in future cancer diagnostic.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on this candidate.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Philosophia Doctor in Chemistry on Foluke Omobola Grace Olorundare.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Mpendulo Mpumelelo Twala, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, with a thesis entitled Applicability of QSAR Modeling in the Prediction of the Toxicity of Nanomaterials, prepared under the supervision of Prof. M. Gulumian at the Northwest University and co-supervision of Prof. L. N. Dlamini and Prof. P. Ramasamy at the University of Mauritius. I now request the co-supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
As part of his PhD research, Mr. Twala collaborated with the Department of Biochemistry and Toxicology of the National Institute of Occupational Health. His work was a component of the NanoSolve IT Consortium project, which aimed to create and apply cutting-edge modeling approaches to nanoinformatics. Mr. Twala developed a predictive modeling tool using the iSilos platform, where facet-based characteristics of metal oxide were used to predict the toxicity of virus cell lines. His approach has led to direct reduction of animal testing and costly experimental methods, while providing a reliable approach for assessing the toxicity of metal oxide nanoparticles. Mr. Twala's work was presented at local and international conferences. He has published one article, a web-based predictive model, with one article under review.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on this candidate.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Philosophia Doctor in Chemistry on Mpendulo Mpumelelo Twala.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Mwako Joseus Waleng, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, with a thesis entitled Occurrence, Distribution and Removal of Selected Recalcitrant Emerging Pollutants in Water Systems, Application of Adsorption Technology combined with Advanced Oxidation Processes, prepared under the supervision of Prof. P.N. Nomgongo and co-supervision of Prof. Yongjun Zhang at the Nanjing Tech University, China. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
Chancellor, globally, water pollution instigated by the release of organic pollutants such as pharmaceuticals has become a huge threat to the ecosystem. Wastewater treatment plants do not effectively remove pharmaceuticals, and their ubiquity in the environmental water bodies is inevitable. In his doctoral studies, Mr. Waleng developed magnetic metal organic framework nanocomposite for the pre-concentration, adsorption, and degradation of beta blockers in surface water and wastewater. The developed nanocomposites demonstrated remarkable efficiency in monitoring and removing selected beta blockers from wastewater and surface water. The research findings resulted in 3 published peer-reviewed articles in reputable, internationally accredited journals. The candidate has presented his work at 2 local and international conferences.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on this candidate.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Philosophia Doctor in Chemistry on Mwako Joseus Waleng.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting Veronica Wanjeri Ogola Wayai, who has complied with all the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, with a thesis entitled Occurrence and Distribution of Pharmaceutical Residues in a Marine Aquatic Ecosystem and the Impact of Ocean Acidification to Bivalves, Environmental Implications and Biochemical Effects, prepared under the supervision of Prof. P.G. Ndungu and co-supervision of Prof. E. Okuku, Kenya Marine and Fisheries Research Institute, and Prof. D.T. Ndinte. I now request the supervisor to read out an abstract of the study.
In her doctoral study, Ms. Wayai studied the occurrence and distribution of pharmaceuticals in a marine aquatic environment and the impact of ocean acidification on shell-forming organisms. Limited data on the levels of pharmaceutical residues along Kenya's near shore, particularly in Mombasa peri-urban creeks, has become a concern in recent years. The work highlighted the urgent need to raise awareness among coastal communities and residents about the potential risks of direct or indirect exposure to pharmaceutical residues. In addition, climate change-related factors such as ocean acidification were investigated by ascertaining the response of shell-forming organisms to reduced water pH, both independently and in combination with pharmaceutical exposure. The study showed that while some organisms can adapt to reduced pH, the combination of reduced pH and pharmaceutical residues increased the toxicity of the organisms. The work has been presented at local and international conferences and published in 2 peer-reviewed journals.
Chancellor, I now request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on this candidate.
By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now confer the degree Philosophy Doctor in Chemistry on Veronica Wanjeri Ogola Wayai.
Sure! The graduates have spoken. Let's give them another one. Graduates! I'll go on and go on the graduates. Sure! I'm not and take it, Santa Mare. Not and take it, Santa Mare. Not and take it, Santa Mare. Uboya tu. Not and take it, Santa Mare. Not and take it, Santa Mare. Not and take it, yeah, but not and take it, Santa Mare. Not and take it, Santa Mare. Not and take it, Uboya tuto. Not and take it, but not and take it, but not and take it, Uboya tuto. Gaibata, Ogibata, Oyamara, Akitabadi, Tabadi, Adiferi, Olinda Gaibata, Akibata, Oyamara, Ogitabadi, Tabadu, Adiferi, Graduates! You guys, graduates! Sure! Santa Mare,
That's what I call joy and happiness. Because this is such a wonderful occasion for everybody involved, for the graduates and for the families and loved ones. So as we close today's graduation ceremony, I really know what a privilege it is to address you in the functionary role of a Chancellor. It has been a wonderful experience to witness our students graduate and to celebrate your achievements with you and your loved ones today. It has been already stated that this was not an easy journey for you, but you did it. You are here today because of your commitment and hard work, but also because of the support of the people who kept you going. Your family, your friends, your loved ones, and your community have all invariably contributed towards your success. Let's give them a hand of applause. Great. To graduate is a decisive milestone that sets one on a trajectory of empowerment. I must also emphasize the Vice Chancellor's words. This is indeed an impressive achievement. The grim truth is that many in our population are not afforded such opportunities. A 2021 report by the Department of Higher Education and Training indicates that just 6% of the South African population holds a degree. In our vast population, many do not make it into high school, let alone to matric, while less than 70% of students who obtain a matric exemption enroll at a university. At the University of Johannesburg, we received more than 600,000 applications for only 10,900 spaces for new students. A similar picture is true for many South African universities. So, to study at a university is indeed a privilege, and today we witnessed also those of you who have done honors degrees, master's degrees, and above all, PhD degrees. Wonderful. Congratulations. Although we are living through uncertain times and witnessing the world around us changing, we know that we have prepared you to navigate this terrain and that you have a solid foundation upon which to build your future. We hope that you will use the knowledge acquired here to contribute to solving societal problems and to pay it forward. We look forward to seeing you grow professionally, intellectually, ethically, and as committed and respected global citizens. As we stand on the cusp of a new era in our country, following 30 years of democracy, and at our university, where we have just adopted our Strategic Plan 2035, let us embrace the challenges that lie ahead with courage and conviction. Let us go forth from this place with our heads held high, knowing that we are all well prepared and well equipped to face whatever the future may hold. I wish to thank our academic and support staff for the pivotal role they have played in your journey. Without their perseverance and commitment, you would not be here. And I'm sure they also deserve a round of applause. Once again, congratulations on this tremendous achievement. Go out there and set an example as a graduate of this inspiring university. Be our best ambassadors and spread the word that UJ is an excellent place of learning. Remember also to stay in touch by joining our alumni. We hope to see you again when furthering your studies and as active alumni. I thank you. Kia leboha, baie dankie, ngiyabonga. You are requested to stand for the singing of the national anthem, the words of which can be found on the last page of the program. I wish you all a wonderful day with many joyful celebrations. By virtue of the powers vested in me, I now dissolve this congregation of the University of Johannesburg. Please remain standing until the procession has left the venue. Goodbye.
Ulindlela bemamkhophozi emnyana